But how can we stop the testing, Guruji? Is there no end to testing? I mean,
Okay. Yeah, so there is no test of, and there is no end of testing. Yeah. So the end is when you don't experience the testing, you don't see it as a test, when you don't feel that pain, or when you don't feel any kind of concept, everything is simply like evaporated. So those situations which are, world calls it testing. So what you call testing situation is your dogma. That the testing situation, what you say, this situation is testing, that's a drishtikon, that's a perspective. In reality, no situation is testing situation. There is no situation where you can move, or where you have to move out of your chaitanya state. But because our perspective is still there is some individual perspective that is still there. Because of that perspective, you see some situations as difficult situation or challenging situations. Situations are not challenging by themselves, but you see it as a challenging situation. I hope I'm clear. So it is your perspective that is still remaining. So that slowly that perspective will change. There will be no perspective. You will face everything, you will face the life as it is, in its purity, rather than seeing it from a perspective of experiences, which is developed due to experiences. Like I said in the previous meeting, like we have a sunglass and we see the world through that, it will appear in a different manner. That is what we call the sanskar. So what will happen? That coloring will completely vanish. Then this world becomes Leela, a game of joy. Then we have attained Jagadananda, which means living in this world and enjoying every bit of it as my own game. But that takes time. Right? It takes time. Why? Because of sanskar. I hope it is clear to you.
no, it is clear. But why would universe always want to choose the path of pain to bring anybody into Jagadananda? Can bliss, can care, can protection not take? I mean, genuinely, are
Yes.
we?
Okay.
Uh,
Okay. Yeah. That's a question many time people ask, that why would Chaitanya put itself in pain or misery, right? So that is your question. Why every or why any person is born? Why every person have to learn from the pain? Now that question many people ask and think about it also, that why would Shiva put himself in this situation? Right? So this question, there are two aspects of it we need to understand. One is that you are asking this question from limited perspective. You are asking this question from individual's perspective who is bound or who is contracted. You are asking this question from the contracted perspective. It's like a wave is asking a question about the ocean, that why the wave, why, if I am the ocean, then why there should be a wave, and why the wave should rise and fall? Because rising and falling is painful for the wave, right? When the wave rises, it recognizes itself as a separate entity, as a wave. And when it sees that all the other waves are also dying, it will also die. The wave feels fear, pain when it is going down. When it merges back, it realizes it is ocean. Then it feels blissed. So currently this question, whenever this question is asked from the wave perspective, from the limited contracted self's perspective, which is the limited I. And it is impossible for that limited I to understand the perspective of ocean, because by its own nature, it is limited, it is contracted. Are you following me?
Yes.
Yeah. So, like the water on the screen feels that I am water, I am liquid, I have this much of power and all that. And it will have its own gati, which means its beginning and end. A character in a movie, similarly, right? It will have its journey, beginning and end. So if you think from the perspective of that character, can you understand the director's vision? You are trying to understand vision of the director, or a character in a play who is a character created by that creator only, by the author. Let's say you are writing a story. In your story, you created, let's say, John. Okay. Now, John is a character. And you said John was born in California. He had this experiences. This is how John thinks. This is how John feels. And John became an addict. Now, his life became terrible. Now, John is thinking of committing suicide. Okay. Now, from the perspective of John, explain the life. Life is terrible, right? Because John has a limited perspective, limited experiences, limited sanskar, and he is contracted in form of this character. But from the author's perspective, what author is doing? Tell me what he's doing. The pain, John's pain, according to author, is what?
I mean, there can be 2-3 ways of looking at it.
Okay.
One could be
Just imagine you are the author, you are writing a character, and the pain of that character for you will be what? If I ask you, what do you feel about the pain of this character? What you will say?
I would say if I write something from the very bottom of my heart, and if pain is what is coming out, then pain is coming out from me as an author. Honestly, if I had a very happy heart, I mean, I don't know, maybe this author is limited too, then the reflection of the
No,
character would be.
even when, let's say, even when you have pain, you are not having the same pain as the character who is created by you. You
No,
know for sure
yeah,
that John's pain is not real, isn't it so?
correct. Yes,
You know that
yes,
for sure, that John's pain is not real.
yes, but
And
I could
you would
see.
enjoy the story more when John is more in pain.
No.
John's pain is not giving you any pain. Understand this as an author.
But it is giving John pain.
It is
Even
giving
if it
John
is,
pain. Yes. Yes, it is giving pain to John, but to author, it is not giving him or her pain. It
okay,
is
but
fun.
it is also, but okay, so if it is not giving the author any pain, then the author has no business to give John pain. I mean, my bottom line is the universe could choose a
No, no, no,
course
no,
for
no,
all of
no, no, no,
us.
no, 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 no. So you are saying that then author has no business of giving John pain. No, author is expressing his creativity. Like you look at something and you start singing. Why?
Just
Nobody
whatever
asked you to
flows
sing
out.
because it is your nature, your flow, natural flow, which we call the Shakti, Vimarsha Shakti of Shiva. It is the nature of Chaitanya, it is the nature of Shiva to express himself or herself or itself in this form and formless. It is nature. And you cannot ask from John's perspective, who's a character, you cannot ask why you are giving me pain. Right? If you ask, like for example, if you ask the author, if John asks the author, why you are giving me so much pain, why can't you make my life more beautiful? So the author will smile and author will say, I just want to have fun with you. Right? So similarly, you can take another metaphor. For example, you are dreaming. And when I say you are dreaming, it simply means whatever will be there in the dream, that will be your creation, right?
Mhm.
In your dream, let's say you become a rabbit. And now the rabbit is running around in the field. As a rabbit, you are enjoying the beauty of the field. You are looking at the grass and looking at the dew and the beautiful green environment around you, and you are enjoying yourself. Then comes a fox, and the fox tries to catch the rabbit, and now the rabbit starts complaining why there is fox. So you, the dreamer, is responsible for this state of rabbit, isn't it so? Now, if somebody asks you a question, why you saw fox? Why can't you simply enjoy as a rabbit? Why there was a fox in your dream? Why you brought fox in your dream? Isn't it? Somebody can ask you this question, isn't it? Why you brought, like many times we have bad dreams. So somebody can ask why you, from where you brought that bus because of which the accident happened and you died. Like I'll tell you my own experience. I had, because of some previous experiences, I had a dream for a long time that I fell from a house, from a balcony. It was a 2-story house, and I fell from the house and I die. And this dream used to repeat for many times. As a child, I used to have this dream. Maybe because of some previous lifetime, previous experience, this dream was coming. That is very much possible in many cases. We might have a dream repeated in our life because previous lives. So I would see that I am falling from a 2-story old house and I fell on ground. Usually before falling, my eyes will open. Before I hit the ground, I would just get up from my sleep. Now, one day I slept after meditation. And usually, I think all of you know by now that slowly you start becoming aware even when you are sleeping, and especially during dreams, If you are a good meditator, if you spend time in meditation, especially during dreams, you will become aware of dreams. Many of you, you will not have any dreams at all. But even when you have dreams, you will become aware of those dreams. So I became aware of the dream now, and I was falling. So the awareness is saying that this dream is the dream that is appearing since long now, and before your body will fall. So all this is happening in dream. Imagine this. Before, in the dream, I'm thinking that before the body will fall, I will get up. So what I did, I said, okay, I will not get up, and I will change this dream. What I will do, I will fly. So I jumped from that and I started flying. And I was flying for long. It was such a beautiful experience of flight.
And that is exactly what I'm saying. That exactly what I'm saying, that if I'm the author of my dream, somewhere within me, I'm telling myself again and again, I'm done using the path of pain. It cannot be my journey to absolute. It has to change into bliss and care and like a loving embrace. It has to become that. Otherwise, if pain is used more as my journey towards the absolute, I don't know how long I will survive. Maybe I
Yes,
won't quit. Maybe I won't quit, but I won't survive. So then the absolute will have to have more compassion and have, if I consciously can't change this journey into a more livable journey, if not pleasurable journey, then if the absolute really wants me to survive this thing through, and because I'm determined not to leave it, then there has to be some more compassion coming my way versus just using pain as a hammer as a method to cleansing.
right. So compassion is coming your way. In fact, this discussion and these meetings are happening because of that compassion only, because of that anugraha only. That's why these meetings are happening. There are 8 billion people on this planet. How many of those individuals are having such discussions on Vigyan, Bhairav Tantra and such meetings? How many of those individuals?
And
Good.
Swamiji, I'm very sure this John is going to have such a blissful, he would become a billionaire in the end, but the author knows it. You see, John doesn't know it. He'll become the hero of the story. That is what we have to understand. I think that is what is critical for us.
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
the other thing to,
Absolutely.
well, and also to remember the author and John are one. They're not different.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. They are not two. They are one only. So let me answer your last part of your question. If you really want me to give you one sutra right now at this moment in your life, that is going to completely change, that one word is accept. Complete acceptance. Just be in the present moment. Enjoy all these meditations and practices that we are doing, and accept your life as it is without coloring it. I'm again and again telling you, the problem with you is coloring. You are coloring it. Many of the people in the world would give anything to live your life, to be at your place. So it is your perspective, your coloring, that is the problem. And that can only go away if you completely accept it. Like when you accept it, something will happen, but give it a try. At least give it a try, and then your experience will change for sure. I guarantee you. Situations will change. The best will come to you without you trying for it. The best will come to you without you trying for it. Stop trying and accept what is there. Many times by trying, we just make, we increase challenges for ourselves. Stop trying, accept whatever it is and enjoy it. In here and now, in the present moment, whatever you have, accept and enjoy it. For example, you are breathing, isn't it? Enjoy that. I am breathing. You have a family. You have someone who you know you can talk to. Enjoy that. You have people in this group. You can connect with them. Just enjoy that. It is highest sadhana. It is highest sadhana to completely ignore your mind, what your mind speaks. Ignore it completely. There is a power beyond your mind which will put you on the, again, right track is not the right word, I would say. It will put you on the path of bliss. Chaitanya in you wants to flow freely and enjoy Jagadananda and all this blissful states. But the mind comes in between and limits it. The easiest way to get rid of your mind is accept whatever you have right now in your life. Don't fight, don't resist. When you say something is good, something is bad, it is a perspective. It is not a reality. It is a perspective. If you look from that perspective of unlimited, you will see all this is just Leela. It's a game. It is doing it for fun. And again, when I say it is doing it for fun, I don't want to personalize it. I don't want to, make it a form. It is nature of Shiva. Shakti is the nature of Shiva. Vimarsha is the nature of, when we say self-aware awareness. So awareness, you all have understood what is awareness. But what is self-aware? Self-aware is Shakti. This self-awareness is Shakti. Why we are seeing, why we are hearing, why we are able to touch, smell, taste, because the consciousness, Shiva, is self-aware. Shiva is aware of himself through these sight, sound, touch, smell, taste, thoughts, intellect, ego. And it is appearing in form of a human right now. It might have appeared in form of a tree, turtle, elephant, lion, a monkey, and a human. In billions of form, it is enjoying itself. But that for you is a concept right now. You don't know it for sure in experience. So you don't believe me. Okay? you have to see it. Don't believe me.
Oh. Hey, Guruji, it's Chris. Can I comment on something?
Yes, Chris, please.
I've been thinking about acceptance all week, actually, because I was watching a video from a couple of months ago where you were sitting in meditation, but you also had an appointment to go and meet a famous spiritual person, and you sat there and then you went, is this going to get me anything more that I don't have right now? And it wasn't, and so you were just accepting it. And I was thinking, how do I practice this? And I've been thinking about it all week. And just 2 days ago, I was thinking, what if I just said okay to everything? So I was sitting there and I had thoughts and emotions come and I went, okay, I'm thinking a thought. Okay, I'm a bit embarrassed. Okay. And then a feeling would come up. Okay. Because it implies acceptance. It doesn't imply you agree with it or are going to go along to it, but you can say okay to everything. And yeah, and I found that when I did it with thoughts as they come in the stream, it stopped them completely. And there's this immediate gap straight after. And yeah, it's a really weird, disorienting experience because, you know, there's momentum with thinking and emotions. But if you go, okay, yes, it was like a little hack, like the R sound. It's like a hacker. It's a special password to give you admin access to the system. So, yeah.
Absolutely. And thank you for sharing your experience. And I definitely others will take benefit of that experience. Okay is a big mantra.
Well, I did that for half an hour. I went Om Shri Okay Namaha, because I got the acceptance and I got the R sound. The something, what else it called? But I forget the name. I got the R sound. I think so I got both. Yeah. But it was nice to hear you say that it was the highest tantra. Now I worked it out. Cool.
Yes. And completely, I'm so happy to hear it from Chris and this experience, because it is so easy and relatable for all of us. Anyone who is struggling, those who are enjoying, that is fine. But those who are struggling with situations in life, just saying okay to a situation or completely accepting the situation, it's like pouring water on or offering water to Lord Shiva. Saying yes or okay to life situations is like offering water, divine water to Lord Shiva. You are simply, that's, like I said, that's one of the highest sadhana. And it is very easy to do. The only thing is that you have to remember it. Because of our habits. Our habits are old. From many lifetimes, the habit is to make excuses, to complain, and to create another perspective, another concept, another dogma, because of the situations that we are in. So it's just so simple to say, yes, I accept it. Complete acceptance. Whatever is going to happen, I'm going to accept it. Right? So if I go out, something bad happens, I will completely accept. Okay, that's fine. My car was parked at the wrong place. I got a ticket. I accept it. Okay, completely. I'm not going to fight for it. So what is the last thing I have to do? So in acceptance, I'm completely accepting. I got a fine. Okay. Now let's say the person who gave you the fine was wrong. Now, this acceptance is not stopping you to go and speak to him or write a complaint about him. Because in your mind, you have completely accepted the situation. You are going to respond in a much beautiful manner. You might even go and complain about that person. That is fine. That can happen with acceptance. But you are not resisting anything that is appearing. There are so many things that are beyond your control for a person. Things are appearing from left, right, center, above, from everywhere. Your child brings his report card and you are upset. Your wife calls you. You haven't, I have to fix a dinner with my friend, and because of you, I have to always cancel and blah, blah, blah. All this is, the world is throwing things at you. So what you are doing? You take a deep breath and you accept it. Okay. So, okay, so what should I do in this moment? Is it possible this Saturday? Can we do it? Okay, yes. Let me tell her that Saturday works for me, so we can plan. or the child brings a report card with very bad score. Okay, take a deep breath, accept it completely, and what is next? Let's speak to him. Let's talk to him this evening. I don't know what I'm going to talk. I don't know. Let's see what arises in the present moment. Let's see. I don't have a job right now. What to do? To complain about the world, about my previous boss, previous company, and why it always happens to me, why I am always in this circle, why life treats me in this manner. So you forget about all those things and you simply accept the fact that yes, what is the fact? I lost my job. Okay, I accept it. Okay, I have bread to eat. I have something in house where I can eat. Okay, fine. Now, what's next? Okay, go to some site, create a CV, check the newspaper. If there any job for me, not for the entire day, obviously, for 1 hour, 2 hours, then you have to do other stuff also in your house. You do that and you repeat it with complete acceptance. So this is a very simple method which is highly effective, and I would request you to try this for at least next 1 week. Okay, Parul? Complete acceptance to everything.
Yes, I
Are
will.
you able to accept that challenge first?
I have accepted already everything in my. In fact, this is the reason why I think it is the acceptance that has. So in my case, the acceptance has come with inaction almost, where the acceptance has made me. That's why it was interesting to hear when you said that. Okay, acceptance is not equivalent to inaction, but in my case, everything that's going on in different pillars of my life, where every pillar.
Okay, every pillar fell. Okay.
Yeah.
And you ended up completely in inaction, right?
I accepted because I didn't have a choice. Otherwise, I would just pass out.
No. I'm just stay with me. You are saying that every pillar fell. Okay.
Yeah.
All good which I felt, I thought was good in life, all that disappeared. Okay.
Yes.
And I end up in inaction when I try to accept. I'm not active. I become inactive. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Accept all this completely. Don't fight with this. Accept this. Everything fell. Okay. Yep. Whatever I thought was good is lost. Okay. And I don't want to act also. Okay.
Well, because I can't digest life right now. I mean, it's like, you come to a point.
Yes, that's your problem. That indigestion of life is the problem.
Yeah,
and
that is leading to.
That indigestion is a proof that you are not accepting.
Guruji, can I share something that changed my perspective on this?
Please share. Yes.
So I work in a field where I see a lot of suffering. So I'm in the medical field, and I see a tremendous. I work with children, and I often see parents who are struggling with their children, serious disorders, and they might not survive, they might die. And earlier on in my life, that did not teach me anything. And then there came a time where I would be at home, and my wife and I would be worrying about something very mundane, something at home, but it was a tremendous stress for us. And then I would go to work, and I would see a family who was maybe about to lose a child in the next few days, and some of them were so graceful about it, and it seemed to not almost affect them, and they had accepted it, and they, in some cases, I had become friends with them, and they would they would be giving advice on my very mundane problem when they had this actual huge problem in front of them that they had completely accepted, and they were more graceful about it than I was about my very mundane problem. And that led me to think, you know what, they have a different perspective than I. It must be a question of perspective, that they have a different, they're looking at life differently than I am. I'm clearly doing something wrong, that I'm finding this small problem to be huge, and they have this huge problem that they've completely accepted, and it doesn't bother them. And that got me thinking. And I think what Parulji is saying, I was in that spot, and I think slowly, by watching these other people handle these real big problems in a much different way, made me change my perspective a little bit. I don't know if that makes sense and at all, Parulji.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, even last if you remember, in one of the previous meetings, we discussed this, how whatever is going on in our life, how inferior that pain is if you compare with what is happening in the world around us. People, I mean, we don't have to tell you many stories, we don't have time for that, but I'm sure you know what is going on. And I suggested, why don't you walk in a hospital and just be there for some time and see how people, what kind of problems people have, what kind of if you try to conceptualize it, then you might end up, making this world a very, very terrible place if you use your traditional concepts to define that. But you see how people find, even there people find peace. We have seen people finding peace in prison, finding peace in a hospital. So yes, all you need is a little bit of application and complete acceptance. So are you ready to accept your current state completely, Parul?
Yeah. Yes.
Even when you feel bad, even when you feel that things are not improving, things are not as what I planned, completely accept it. Okay. And then in the present moment, you make some decisions. If you don't want to make decisions, that also is acceptable. Just accept it. I'm not making any decisions. I don't want to act. Okay, I accept it. Okay. Just do this for this week. Don't apply your mind too much on anything. Throughout your life, I don't know your age, but till this far, whatever your age is, let's say 30 years or I don't know. So you have used your mind. You have applied your mind to get everything till this point in your life, right?
Yes.
For next 1 week at least, don't apply your mind in anything. Act, don't think. Can you do that? Don't make any plan.
I will be
Don't make any strategy.
Yeah.
Can you do
I mean,
that?
yes, I have been doing that exact thing lately, but that's where I have fallen in inaction. But I'm accepting the inaction also, but I'm completely fallen in inaction, and it's actually
Okay,
a numb state of head where I can't think. Forget about don't want to think.
good. So if you can't think, just stay there. Okay. And the next thing that in life, which will come, definitely it will come, You are not going to plan for it. Okay, let's see what is coming without planning, without thinking. Let's see what is appearing in your life. Many times for all of us, it is important to just allow the flow of this energy, which we call vimarsha or which we call shakti. Just allow the flow of shakti and see what is appearing. Don't apply your mind to that. Okay, just allow life to happen. Okay, Parul?
Okay.
So Parul, don't worry, don't worry. If you have time during the week, just let me know. We can have a separate sitting, okay? But I gave you a challenge. You have to fulfill that, okay? Complete acceptance during this entire week. Do it. Don't think. Doing is difficult. You have to change your habits. Just do it. And then we will speak during the week whenever you have time.